Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I am going to be doing a video just kind of reviewing the new update in REX. I'm going to be listing the good, the bad, and the ugly. And don't let that deceive you, like saying like, oh yeah, the update's terrible. It's just kind of a general rule set you have to follow for this type of video. It's good, bad, and ugly. There are way more good things to say than bad and ugly, and you will see as we get into them. And I have had the chance to play it. I did like a 5 or 6 hour stream. I think it was 5 hours on Sunday. So I got to get my feel for the game and, you know, see what this update was really about. And without further ado, I guess we'll just get straight into it with the first good thing, which is World 2. Now, World 2 is released. I'm playing it right now, as you can see. And World 2, it's amazing. It's like an entirely new game. This could have definitely been its own REX. Really cool that it's all added to REX. Just normal REX Reincarnated as an update. It's amazing. It had so much more content to the game in terms of gear and pickaxes, and it's just, I don't know what else to say. It's amazing. It's amazing what the devs did with World 2, and I would love to see even more in the future. And now the next thing is that the game is now free to play, which for everybody, that's amazing, because the number one thing that I did see when I was streaming REX from people was that they wished that the game was free, or they couldn't wait until the game was free. And now that it's free, it really opens up so much more possibility to the players that could be playing, and also, I mean, the type of ore finds that can happen too. It went from like average of like 200 400 people straight up to like 2,000, which is like amazing, and it's kind of just crazy, and it opens up to so much more people. And the next one is the paid benefits. Now some people are like, well, why is that a good thing? Because I mean, some people are pretty underwhelmed by it. I would say that honestly, for what we got a chat tag that just says beta, and we got a gear that's not, you know, that doesn't add any benefits to us, which I feel like if it added benefits, it probably would have been either worthless or too overpowered. And I think that they definitely struck a good middle ground with that, and adding a random gear, just the Phoebe, into the game. I think that was a really good idea on their part, and I praise the developers for doing that. Now next is Xbox compatibility. Xbox compatibility is here. You can play this game on Xbox, and it's now fully controller supported. I say fully, they were having issues with it, but that, to be fair, Xbox Roblox is a whole nother beast to make compatible. Make your game compatible for Xbox is kind of insane. But they were able to do it, and now anybody can play it on mobile, tablet, computer, VR even. If you didn't see, I did a video on VR, and it actually is playable, fully playable, and actually really good. And then now Xbox. That's just insane. That's props to the devs for actually making it Xbox compatible. Now next is the new gear and pickaxes. I am currently doing something that just involved me getting a blur, which honestly, that's actually kind of insane. I was not expecting that, which I do not know where this is. Where is it? Okay, hold on, let me just really quickly turn on. That was not part of the script. This was not meant to happen. Oh, it's down there. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I got Mandalite. That's exactly what I needed. Hey, well, something good happened on the thing. That's something that I actually needed. That's actually really cool. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, after that, back to what I was talking about, which was the new gear and pickaxes. I am currently going pickaxes, and I just got what I needed for it. I went straight to Prism of Chaos, and I'm honestly having a good time so far. It's definitely gonna be a grind, but with that one Mandalite out of the way, I'm smooth sailing right now. And they added a bunch of new things, and the first tier 8 pickaxe, it's crazy. And so I'm going to be grinding this game a lot, trying to get all that stuff while I'm doing other things. It's really good for that. And then next is actually the new gear and pick system. So now, if you don't know, if you just press P, you can just pick a pickaxe. So I want a 57 leaf clover equipped right now. I can just equip it right there. I don't want to equip it because Trinity Claymore is the best for actually actively mining. And I found that really cool, and I think gear is G. Yeah, you can just do that. I think that's amazing, and it also tells you what I think that's really cool that you could just equip them off there with it and don't have to actually go back to the gear station or the gear shop or the blacksmith. I think that's really cool. What the? Jesus, that was a lot of stuff. Yeah, new Trinity Claymore is just busted. And then the next is actually Painless Mining. Painless Mining. I don't have it on right now because I do get better pain without it. But when I'm streaming, I have to turn on Painless Mining because I get a lot of lag if I don't. So for that, it makes streaming so much easier and makes people who don't get a good connection able to actually play the game in any part of the world. And also allows you guys to play with me in the same server while I stream, which is amazing. And I don't know how they did it. It's predictive mining, so I'm assuming they're predicting something like predicting the next thing and then mining that. I'm just assuming. I don't know exactly how they coded it. But yeah, I think it's really cool what they did with that. And next is balancing. I was gonna put this in the bad category, but I decided, to take a look at all the balancing changes, and I would say that, yeah, they did a good job balancing it. I know on stream I was like a little bit like hesitant with the Trinity Claymore. I was like, man, comparing to the Nilax and 57 grind, this is like so much easier, and it's like the best pickaxe. Then I gotta realize I still do think that they should at least give it a slight nerf, slightest nerf. Maybe make it harder to get. Other than that, they made Nilax and 57 pretty obtainable now, and I do praise them for that. And the gears are balanced accordingly too. So I changed balancing from bad to good. And now here we get into the first bad thing, which I'm not a builder myself, but I know level design, and I know bad level design when I see it. And that being World 1's redesign is confusing. Now the first World 1 had a design which it had a type. I'm going to talk in level design terms because I am a game dev major, and I actually do game development at my classes and stuff. The way that they made World 1 was amazing. It's perfect. It's just how it was should be. Where it's a circular design, it's a radial architecture type, and which means that everything's happening in the center actually. But then World 1 redesign, everything's still technically in the center. It's just everything's in its office in its little places. So they went for a more can't remember the word for it, but it's a breaking style. It does work in games. It's actually very common in games, but the way that they implemented it is confusing, and it just leads to a lot of confusing, and it can turn off a player when they see it and just don't know what's going on. Especially like you're going to be teleporting anyways, but you want to have it so that players can at least find it, which I'm going to tell you right now, I have no clue where the transformation. I know it's like somewhere in the ground, and I just can't find it, and I cannot find the blacksmith or gear shop. And of course there's, I could just teleport to that. Why is it really that big of a problem? Yeah, you could just teleport to it, but you want to be able to at least, see where it is, in relation to the map. So I don't really like it, but it's not at the end of the world because there's the teleport system. Now the next bad thing, funnily enough, is teleport system. The teleport system was perfectly fine the way it was, and they had to go ahead and change it to make random locations when you teleport, which on the surface, that's not a bad thing. It's not a terrible thing. In a game like this, you kind of want things to be consistent. And when it's not consistent, it throws you off. Like when you go into the transformation in World 1, for example, it can sometimes teleport you right on top of the trigger so that you can just transform. Sometimes it spawns you at the beginning of it, and that can turn you around and make you confuse and disorientate players. And I think the best way of fixing this is just to spawn the player on the trigger, or spawn him right next to it in the same location like it did before. And also another bad thing is the GUI pop-ups for the teleport stations like blacksmith and stuff, I feel are very unnecessary. Some people may disagree that they prefer GUI pop-ups, but I like the fact that it was right there, physical. So you didn't have to be confused by, where's the blacksmith, when you could see the GUI right there and you can interact with it from far away. And now you have to wait for this pop-up up here, and you have to be in the right location at the right time. Not the right time, but right location. And that can throw some people off. It definitely threw me off when I was first learning the layout of this game, of the new redesign. And yeah, I feel like the best way is to just bring them back. But if you can't do that, it'll probably take a little bit more effort to do that. But I would like to see it return. It's you know, GUIs are good when they're simple. They're meant to be simple, and that feels like it adds a bit of complexity into it. And the last thing I want to talk about is the ugly category, which I only have one thing. As you can tell, there's a lot more good to this update than there are bad things. And you guys probably, if you guys were at the stream on Sunday, you guys know my opinion on the new UI. The new UI is, it's cluttered. It's very cluttered, and I'm not gonna just try and dog on the creators like, yeah, whoever made this UI is bad at UI design. No, they're not terrible. They got things right. Okay, they got things right. And then like the top right here, it's a simple redesign. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. It looks simple. It looks flawless. It looks very flush. It looks nice. And the orbs right here are nice to look at. You can even change the size of them, I believe, in the settings. UI should be simple. I really do like how they have keybinds for everything now. For most things. Some things don't have keybinds. These things, which, you be honest, really don't need keybinds. Caves would be nice to have keybinds, and events, worlds, and player list. Player list is for mobile only, so it doesn't really matter. I think that's fine to not have a keybind for. I also, when it comes to the UI, this button right here, go to surface, feels a little out of place. Like, it's meant to catch your attention. It's good. I feel like it would be better if they made it slightly bigger to make it more flush. So like, instead of a 2x2 grid, it's a 2x4, which is, believe, is how they used to have it. These buttons right here, they're fine, and I do like how they tell you the keybind when you hover over it. However, when you open up the settings, it feels very claustrophobic. I feel like a good way of changing that is to kind of either expand the UI or just make it a little less clogged. Because also the keybinds, I don't think I need to be told what the keybind is right here. If I hover over it, I feel like then it should tell me what the keybind is, like it does right here. I think that'd be a better idea. And then the settings right here, it already pops up to the settings. I feel like it would be better if it told me what I was on. So like maybe highlight this green so I knew where I was, because I could go to settings and go like, okay, I go to or I go to settings and I don't see all my settings here. So I was like, oh, is there more settings? I can go here. Or say I'm at pickaxes and I don't even know. I'm at pickaxes and go like, okay, I think this is gear. What if, say I think that this is gears right here? Okay, I want to go to pickaxe. I click on pickaxes. Oh, what's happening? And then I see right here is pickaxes, you know. And then gears is fine. Quick travel, that's fine. But I don't, the UI, in my opinion, it's just a little too claustrophobic, and especially this right here is misleading. It makes me think that, okay, those are settings, but this is just sorting. So this is pinned, this has always been pinned, that's fine. But the sorting, I don't know what would be a better alternative, like, sprite for that. Yeah, but I definitely think a better sprite, there is a better sprite than just the settings icon, because it can mislead players into thinking, oh, if I have that, they might think that's the settings instead of this. And these are just theoretical situations that, I mean, earlier, actually, before I was recording this video, I got this with this, and I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, that's sort ores. So I immediately knew what it was, but it took me a little bit of a second to figure out, and then I went back to here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only really bad thing is the UI. It's not really bad, it's just kind of regressed from it. It made a lot of good improvements. I like this right here. I like this new right here. If I can figure out how to change the size of it, which I'm obviously missing something. But that's not a good thing. If I'm missing, and I could be missing something really obvious. But the point of a UI is to be very simple, easy to digest. Like if I look at this teleportation menu right here. It's super easy to digest. I'm just go, okay, back to previous set location, that's fine. And then they're the layers. Now I would prefer if they would put the, you know, the actual like depth in them. I think that would make it a little bit more simple and easy to understand, because I might go like, okay, I need to go to 2000 to 3000, and I do this a lot, surprisingly, even though I've played this game for a while. I kind of just go, okay, so I go, okay, so I need to go to 2000. Let me go to, let me just go, so I need 2000, let me go to the permafrost layer. And I realize, oh, it's 1000. I get it confused with the stone layer. I think that stone layer is 1000, and it just confuses me. So I bet it would be better, easily understood if they made that. But other than that, this is a great example of a good UI. And this has always been the same since nothing has been the same. And the UI, that's Roblox's UI, which is a story for another day. Anyways, I think that's this update overall is a really good improvement, and it improved a lot of things in REX. Let me know how you guys feel about this update in terms of just what do you think about the UI, what do you think about the new world, what do you think about how I just got a new Mandalite on recording. That was kind of that was a little bit of a interesting moment, but yeah, just let me know how you guys think about this update, and I'd love to see you guys' opinion. Yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye now.